Okay, so this is the appeal. If you want to scroll up to the top just so you see the two names, like this is just the formatting here. So you have State of Minnesota versus Derek Michael Chauvin. So in this case, let me just show you the structure. This is an appeal, right? So trial is the lowest level. Appeal is the next level.
Yep.
So at this level, he's already presumed to be guilty. So the person who has to challenge it is the appellant. So the challenger, the guy who's got to say, hey, the court got it wrong, that's the appellant. So in this case, Chauvin is the appellant because he's guilty. The state is the respondent.
Yep.
Okay. So that's the, and they have to interpret this in a light favorable to the appellant, right? So they're, when they're reviewing it, they're saying, okay, let's assume that, let's look at this in a light, essentially, let's look at this as if the legal arguments had some level of merit, not as if they're meritless.
Yeah.
But let's continue down here. We'll see the actual ways they're challenging this.
Okay. So there's a whole table of contents.
Chris, we can scroll past this, and we'll scroll past that, scroll past all this. So table of contents, there's a bunch of sources. Okay, whoa. Go back up there. Okay,
82-page appeal, guys. Don't worry, we're not going to go through all of it. We're going to summarize it
here
for
we go.
y'all.
Issues presented. Okay,
Bam.
So here are all the issues that are challenging on. Remember, they only need one. This is why appeals are so, controversial, because one issue is enough. So let's read the first one.
Yeah.
Whether venue should have been changed, the jury fully sequestered, or the trial delayed due to pretrial publicity and riots. Okay, let me explain something here. Venue is where the trial is held, right? So a lot of times, if it's too hot, if it's too controversial in a city, they can bring it to another city in the state.
Mm-hmm.
So let's say Myron did something in Miami, but everybody in Miami knows Myron. Myron would have to go to Tampa. Myron would have to go to Orlando.
Misogyny.
Misogyny. They'd have to try him in Orlando, Tampa.
Yeah.
And hey, it still might not be totally impartial, but it's better.
Yeah.
Right? It's better. The jury fully sequestered. Sequestered means they're isolated. They literally have to stay at a hotel. They did this for the OJ trial. Now, this is one where I'll just say it right now. I don't think the sequestering argument is a strong argument in 2022 because
Social media and internet.
they probably wouldn't take their phones away.
Mm-hmm.
See, to really make sequestering work, you got to take the phones away.
Yep.
That and frankly, that's like in 2022, I think people would have mental breakdowns.
They ran into the issue with the Ghislaine Maxwell case.
Yes.
One of the fucking jurors, clout chasing. He lied on his questions that he had never been a victim of sexual abuse, and then and then he went and like talked about the entire trial on Twitter. And he did an interview and all this other shit. And like, it's like, they're probably going to go after him for perjury, for lying, but that's a whole other thing.
But that's, And so should they have been fully sequestered? I'm just going to go ahead and spoil it. I don't agree with that argument. So look, I'm already telling you right now, that's a bad argument in 2022, but it's the defense's job to throw out
as
arguments,
much as they can,
even weak arguments.
Yeah.
That's a really weak argument.
That's what the defense got to do is they got to go in. Guys, remember, all they need is one thing to stick. That's what I'm trying to present to you guys here. All they need is one thing to stick. And when you guys see all the errors that the prosecution made, then you guys are going to see where we're coming from here. Again, get out of your fucking feelings. We're not saying he's innocent. We're saying the prosecution did not cross their T's and dot their goddamn I's. And the appeal here is very well written. There's a lot of issues with how the prosecution did this case, and we're going to go over them, guys. And if he walks, you guys are going to know why.
Yeah, you guys will know.
He only needs one of these things, guys, to make it stick. And when we go through this, you guys are going to see what I'm talking about. All right, let's open this back up, Chris.
Okay, yep. And so here we go. And by the way, the last one there, if you want to scroll up real quick, because I want to read the last part there of that first one. The trial delayed due to pre-trial publicity and riots. We're going to get into it. We're going to show you guys the video and some of the pictures. But if you remember, there were riots going on during the trial. And then you had the Daunte Wright. If you guys remember Daunte Wright and Kim Potter, that's the cop who shot Daunte Wright when she thought she was going for a taser.
Yep.
Like she clearly thought she had a taser and she shot accidentally Daunte Wright. And she went to jail for that. She was convicted for that. That happened during the trial.
Yeah.